Welcome to another episode of Sketch Comedy with your cuddly host, me, the Chalk Guy, also known as Fat Ass. Here I'm unpacking my sidewalk chalk. You might notice that my kit is in what one might call disarray. Some artists are very organized and keep their supplies in impeccable condition. I'm not one of those. My organization technique can be best described as haphazard pile management. Digging through the pile for colors is always the first step. Once I've found the right colors, I can hit the ground sitting. I often get commissions to do drawings for others. I was recently asked to do some decorations for the local university because they're hosting an Actf regional event. Actf is the American College Theater Festival. It was requested that this drawing have a backstage techie bin, so I went with a scrim with the letters ACTF being flown in on ropes behind it. I was happy to do some chalk for this event because of how much theater has meant to me over the years. I loved the stage ever since 3rd grade when I was the ringmaster of the class play. In high school, I was a stage tech geek, and then during my chaotic college career, I was a theater major with a focus on writing and directing. I performed in a little community theater and was a decent student until that part of my life went kablooey in a massive display of the concept of shit happens. Sometimes life can be a real asshole, but it's not so bad if you maintain a strong sense of meh. Life rebounded after college, and I continued working in the theater for many years. Granted, I was just a bartender, but I was slinging drinks in a theater, so it still counts. I worked at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Google it. It's awesome. Best job I've ever had. I was able to see a lot of free Broadway shows because of it. Now life has shifted again, and I no longer get random people drunk in a historic Atlanta theater. Now I draw on suburban sidewalks and make bad dad jokes on YouTube. How did I get here, you might ask? Well, I chalk it up to random happenstance. I'm a fun-loving guy. Sometimes I just want to get out there and paint the town. As a street painter, I often draw on my years of theater experience. I have no stage fright nor fear of the judgment of strangers. I enjoy performing and love an audience. When I'm out painting the pavement in the daylight, I'm performing. People passing by are my audience. I'm there to entertain them all. A street painter is just another performer. A performer needs an audience. A performer without an audience is just a talkative weird guy holding up a skull. All the world's a stage, and I draw all over it to entertain whatever random person happens to walk by. Whenever someone stops to chat with me or drops $1 in my tip hat, it feels like applause. And even after I've left the pavement and gone home for the day, my performance continues. The drawing is still there for my audience to admire. Sometimes I'll go back to a drawing a day or two later, find a comfy spot to sit and people watch. Whenever someone stops in their tracks to admire my work and take a picture, it's like a standing ovation. Huzzah! Just remember, smooth out your chalk. You can see me doing it here. Smooth it out. It's a lot like finger painting on sandpaper. Just be gentle, smooth it out, and don't hurt yourself. Here you can see me laying in the black. Always the last color I put in. It's also the hardest color to fix mistakes with, so be very careful. You can probably tell I'm talking to someone. That's one of my audience members, a guy named Seth, who was asking me about what I do, why I do it, and how long I've been doing it for. It's always interesting to talk to the random people that talk to me when I'm out on the sidewalk. Outlining is always the last stage, and I won't say it's the most fun, but it's a lot of fun. And there I am putting it away, and you've noticed that spray bottle sitting there on the sidewalk, I'm sure. It's just plain old water. I use it to spray down the image and seal it to the ground. Prevents footprints and bike tracks once it dries off and plasters back to the earth. I hope you enjoyed my performance, and by all means, if you have the opportunity, go see some live theater. Support art. It's what makes life worth living.